Quinnipiac women's ice hockey head coach Cassandra Turner. She'll start with a brief statement, and then we'll be open to questions.
An incredibly important weekend for us. We needed to grow this weekend. We needed to get a little bit more grit, and I think we did that. And UVM today, they definitely pushed back and they played a good game, and that was a really good experience for us to have a game like that and be in a position where we had to compete and battle right to the end of the game.
Things really got going for you guys after the first period. I mean, you guys scored just like 3 minutes into the second. What adjustments were made within those first 2 periods?
And we really wanted to have the puck a little bit more on our sticks. We wanted to get pucks in behind their defensemen and use our speed, and that opened things up a little bit for us. And just wanted to compete to get on second shots, to get on those rebounds. And it's a big thing in how we play is just a volume of opportunities and looking to get rebounds.
Coach, a great game from Allison Small, especially the second half of that third period. Making this her second collegiate start, what did you see from her today that you liked, and did you see some things that you thought maybe she can improve?
Allison she's a competitor. We've been really excited to have her and to have her coming to Quinnipiac. We watched her last year compete through a season. She had games where she had a lot of shots, and games where she didn't have a lot of shots. And through both those types of games, she was in position where she was making saves. And you saw that true competitive mentality in her in the third period today. She was ready to save our team when we needed her, which was key.
What do you see as her role moving forward?
We're in a great position with our goaltenders. They both that are playing right now are ready to compete, and we're excited about that.
How does a sweep like this at home help the confidence of your team?
It's huge. It's our first weekend that we've won, and I think we really needed this going in to play Boston College on Tuesday. We want to attack that game, and we just talked about it. That's a game we can win, and we want to believe that as we move into it and want to attack that first period.
Cash, 50%, I think that's accurate on both days today yesterday and today on the power play. What do you think's clicking with them right now, and what good stuff have you seen from them?
We have a lot of veterans on that one power play that seems to be scoring goals right now, and I think we have a lot of firepower on the other power play, and so I think for teams it's difficult to prepare for 2 power plays that are getting good chances, and they both were getting good chances. So I think there's a great confidence when we go up a man and what that's going to look like, and even if it doesn't go quite right, that compete to get back, to be able to break pucks out and still live to play that full 2 minutes, and that's something we talk about a lot.
You said in your opening statement, grit. What did you see the past 2 days that really brought that term to the forefront of your minds?
Our sticks are key to grit. We really want to have good sticks. We want to disrupt plays all over the ice, and that was the start to it. And I think for us there's a lot more that goes to playing gritty hockey, and I think we have a lot to learn, and we have some real areas to grow with that. But that was what we wanted this weekend. That was the first step, and I'm happy we took it.
Does playing a team like Vermont help you prepare specifically for any of the ECAC teams you'll be facing later on?
They're a team that they're prepared. Their coach has been in this game for a long time, and it's a lot of face-off plays, and there were key things they were looking to do against us today, and that's what the ECAC is all about. I think it's a big reason why Clarkson was prepared to win the national championship last year. Our conference is one that you have to compete game in and game out, and I think UVM helped to prepare us that way because they certainly had some areas they were trying to target.
That Bonsteel's line, the freshman line, what does that line bring to the table to make them so successful as freshmen?
They get excited to get on the ice. I think they love hockey, and they want to try to find ways to get to the net. And I think Brooke has been doing good things on the power play for us this weekend. And I'm excited about them going forward. They're learning and growing so quickly, and that's exactly what we need at this point.
All right, looks like that's it. Thank you, Coach.